A really drastic change of course now when it comes to migration. The Christian Democratic Union is really putting its foot down. And today I'm really going to disagree with the alternative for Germany because I really have to make a statement here. I would actually be happy if that happened.
Asylum seekers in Germany should be able to work sooner in the future. Instead of having to wait 6 months as before, they could take a job after just 3 months, even if their asylum procedure is still ongoing.
So, and now let's be honest, whoever comes here, we're still in Europe, yes, should be checked beforehand and have a passport. End of story. If not, then he has no business being here. Should he stay in some reception camp around Europe? Right, but whoever decides to come here and doesn't claim social benefits, so comes into the country and immediately starts working, should be allowed to stay. Guys, have you ever looked at the toilets on the highway, for example? Wow, I've been there. There are cleaning ladies, but they don't even do it anymore. But there are enough people who come here and would really love to do that, to earn a decent, yes, I really have to say it, a decent income for themselves. Or why aren't our parks maintained? Why? In so many countries it works. In the Netherlands, for example. Have you ever looked at the parks there? Wow. I'm telling you, it's amazing. Why doesn't it work here? Let people come here. Let them look for work right away. If you come here as an engineer or a rocket scientist but you can't get a job, then you have to do this first. And not equality and help. No, let them come here, let them start working right away, but not with all that asylum nonsense. The alternative for Germany has a somewhat different view. But I definitely believe that, for example, the toilets at rest stops urgently need to be cleaned.
Federal Interior Minister Alexander Dobrindt wants to remove obstacles in this way and focus on integration through work. He is receiving support from the Social Democratic Party and the Greens. A work requirement is not planned.
Subtitling, and in my opinion, they've messed it up again. Why no work requirement? Why not? Why immigrate into this social system? To be honest, I'll have my coffee to that this morning. So why no work requirement? It's really the least we can do. Just imagine if we have even more of those people here. And I'll tell you right now, it's going to get a lot worse.
No, don't do it, don't!
So what's the problem?
I guess the singing along didn't work out. Or, please don't do it. Yeah, of course he listened right away. Shouldn't we urgently, before we take care of others, take care of these people, and as quickly as possible, right? Oh, right, planes don't work either. They only arrive. Man, so dear Mr. Dobrindt, if you ever see this video, please make sure that these people are taken away. We don't want any of them here, but the Social Democratic Party reacts exactly the same way to it. By the way, you just heard, the Social Democratic Party is in favor of possibly getting these people into work faster.
I also don't think it's right that you always have to take the worries and concerns of the population seriously.
No. Not at all. You just heard it. Please don't do it. Please don't do it. I don't want that. Please help. Please help. But what's not so funny anymore, by the way, is the thing. Did you actually hear about that in Wallenhorst? Probably not, because it was only in the local newspaper once. There, a father just pushed his wife aside. Please don't confuse that with Hagen. By the way, Hagen is now in the news. Thank you very much.
After a knife attack in broad daylight in Hagen, North Rhine-Westphalia, the woman who was attacked has died. After fleeing on foot, the suspected perpetrator was temporarily arrested by the police shortly afterwards.
This Syrian man was temporarily arrested. Before we consider whether the people who come here should get into work as quickly as possible, maybe we should think about whether the people who are here and are supposed to return as quickly as possible should actually be deported. So, before we keep adding more people, the Christian Democratic Union is really, I have to say, unbelievably brazen. I really have to say and point it out. Far fewer people are coming here now, yes, from all over Europe. Yes, we actually took in the most people and far fewer are leaving. Yes, because most of them have already left. But instead of improving the atmosphere here, now you're thinking about getting these people into work faster. So again, I'm not a fan of that at all. You're applying for asylum here, man, so just find a job quickly. And if you get a job really fast, and people can use you here, yeah, to help reduce the shortage of skilled workers. Yeah, for heaven's sake, then just give them a residence permit so that people can stay here. If the employer writes, I need him, he's really good, he does his job full throttle. Please, please, why not just implement it directly? And then employers can say, hey, here, a traditional German company, we need him. And the politicians say, yes, wonderful. Then he can stay here for now. Not a reception center or anything like that. Yes, then take care of finding an apartment yourself. We Germans have to do that too. No special treatment at all. Now they're starting to work on the garden out there. I can't believe it. And there are even two Poles among them, and they're really working hard.
And the job has no influence on the decision in the asylum process.
Man, and you messed it up so badly again. I'm telling you honestly, I'm telling you how it is. You messed it up. When people who earn their living here are deported, I'm not talking about those who are fake employees with someone and then claim social benefits, but those who actually earn their own living here. How can you be so stupid and crazy? But that's exactly what we've seen. For example, we've clearly seen students here from Africa who have integrated really well. They're being sent back home on a plane. And people like that who take the lives of others here or maybe even riot somewhere, they end up in a psychiatric hospital. So I have to wonder, I really have to wonder about any common sense that's still left. And then Bernd Baumann comes around the corner and explains it to me as well.
We can't just, like Dobrindt says now, integrate them right away so they can immediately enter the job market. I mean, that's a disaster. That goes against any reasonable migration policy.
So now let me ask you directly why. Why is that? I worked in Amsterdam for half a year. By the way, I didn't receive any social benefits back then. My job ended and I had to go back home because there were no social benefits there. But well explained. So my friend, please explain to me now why that's not possible. When people go to work all day, it's statistically proven that they get into less trouble, and it's also statistically proven that they are, I would say, much more mature. But this time, I just have to disagree with the alternative for Germany. By the way, it's very clear anyone who doesn't stick to our Christian values, even in the workplace, should be sitting on a plane and going home. Again, I said right at the beginning, you can only do that with a passport if you come here. I just wanted to make that clear again so that you know exactly where you come from and you can be sent straight back home if you even try anything here.
Also, language courses.
We are actually currently in negotiations with Alexander Dobrindt, with the Federal Minister of the Interior, who announced this because we say that we need the integration aspect of language and not just job-related language courses, but also preparatory ones.
So, and now I'll tell you something. 6 months in Amsterdam, I spoke Dutch fluently. After 6 months, the contract expired. I had to go back home, and as a result, I had to give up my apartment. In Amsterdam, I simply handed it over. Even my cat, you agree too, right? Definitely it works, doesn't it? Yeah, he's already looking at me like that. No, seriously, jokes aside, when I hear something like that, no, you learn German best when you work, when the people around you, yeah, work together with you. Back then, I worked together with Polish people and with Russians. And should I tell you something? They had mastered the language really well after 2 or 3 months because whole crews were formed where there was a Polish person in there. And should I tell you something? That went great. I really have to say, wonderful. You could really work together well with those people. They worked for a better life. And when they work for a better life, then they start with German. Yes, grammatically it wasn't all perfect, including what I didn't speak in the Netherlands, but it worked. And anyone who makes such statements definitely hasn't understood from either side, and I really have to criticize that in the strongest possible terms. They simply haven't understood the seriousness of the situation, and that's just how it is. We have a problem. Our entire infrastructure is falling apart. It's falling apart out there. Power outages, blackouts, highways, whatever else, and parks are just deteriorating. Or may I just quickly remind you, there are parks in Osnabrück where there are syringes lying around and stuff like that. Yes, if people want to clean that up voluntarily because they're working for a better life, then we should give them every chance, and that from day one. So please just reconsider the whole thing. But anyone who comes here just for social benefits has no right to stay, not even if they've already gotten a German passport or something like that. So that's my opinion.
People who get asylum have asylum, and those who want to immigrate into the job market should immigrate into the job market, but not through asylum.
It will probably be more the case that employers will hold back from investing a lot of effort in training asylum seekers.
So, and now help me out, please. Yes, just help me out, please. Back then, I actually picked my job in the Netherlands from Germany, and there weren't any translators or anything like that on the internet yet. I found that job myself, yes. What did I do back then? I found a friend who spoke Dutch and had him translate it for me. And I immediately said that I would be ready to learn the language as quickly as possible and that I would need a little help with it. I found myself a job that was absolutely low level, even considering my education. Yes, that's how it was. And then I started working there and learned it as quickly as possible. So, what's the whole problem? No one is allowed to come in here at all unless they have immigrated from another European country. So, and if you apply for asylum in Italy, why should these people be prohibited from looking for work here in Germany if they've already had some kind of connection with the German language? Man, are you all just crazy out there? Some people, yeah, I can kind of understand it, say that these people have to go, yeah, and the ones who really do have to go, the ones who kill other people here, who rob supermarkets, who think our women are fair game, they get to stay, and the ones who work here, they get sent home. Or what, or however it is, this system is just sick. Yeah, and that people like, for example, from the Alternative for Germany now, are such hardliners about this because they haven't gone through this emigration process themselves yet. By the way, I've also lived in Austria, in Vöcklerbruck. Yeah, and I also understand that these people can't relate to it, and I can understand that too. Yeah, because, I mean, what's happening here is so insanely messed up that we urgently need to turn the system from its head onto its feet.